What if your prayers were answered so abundantly that it became a challenge? Discover how Don Bosco's good problem became a testament to divine providence and human perseverance. The Miracles and Prophecies of St. John Bosco, a project of America Needs Fatima. I'm your host, Adrian Fonseca. Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today, we'll explore a pivotal moment in Don Bosco's ministry, when his prayers for growth were answered beyond his wildest dreams, presenting both blessings and challenges. Lessons that I personally took from today's video was that sometimes prayers are answered in the most unexpected ways, and the importance of adaptability in leadership. And a question for you: how might your own prayers, if answered, challenge you to grow and adapt? And before we begin, a reminder that you can bring St. John Bosco's inspiring journey into your own home with our monthly promoter program. More information is in the description box down below right now, and I'll give you more information later in the video. Don Bosco had a problem on his hands. He got what he asked Our Lady for, and the boys flooding into the oratory were far more than he alone could handle. You've heard it said to be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. This is exactly what happened to Don Bosco when he prayed for his oratory to grow. By 1843, it was prospering even beyond Don Bosco's expectations. But because of their numbers, the youngsters could no longer stay in the Church of St. Francis of Assisi Square. Because this church was centrally located, many masses were celebrated there, generating a continuous influx of people coming and going. So many boys couldn't help but get in the way. As you can imagine, so many rambunctious youngsters become quite a nuisance. And even the city guards could not tolerate the clamorous gathering where the streets were so narrow. Even so, the games were necessary to entice that fiery youth to attend the catechism. Don Bosco often led them on pleasant walks outside the city to sites where they could amuse themselves as they played under the ever-present watchful gaze of Don Bosco. There were also problems finding room for all 80 boys to learn their catechism. The back sacristy of the church could not hold them all, so Don Bosco got permission from the superior of the seminary for them to occupy the front sacristy as well. At times, they even spilled over into the choir. Now, Don Bosco had no choice but to ask for help teaching the boys, since he could not be in 2 or 3 places at once. Realizing the spiritual benefits of such a dilemma, the superior assigned several of his seminarians to help Don Bosco. Don Bosco wrote in his memoirs, "In a short time, I found myself surrounded by youngsters, all obedient to my admonitions, all set to work, whose conduct, both on weekdays and holidays, I could in a certain way guarantee. I took a glance at them and saw the ones led back to his parents, from whom he had fled, the other given before to idleness and wandering, placed as a master and hard-working, the latter released from prison, becoming a model for his companions. The one, formerly very ignorant of things pertaining to the faith, now on his way to instructing himself in religion. His heart, however, was not fully satisfied. He felt the need for a church intended only for his boys. The regimen of religious community life requires silence at many hours of the day. The public functions of a busy church require peace and quiet, which Bosco's bevy of boys dispersed as soon as they appeared on the scene. He also longed for enclosures for his boys that were spacious enough for recreation, special rooms for the schools that he had devised, and accommodations that would shelter the students from the weather in the cold or rainy seasons. On the Feast of St. Anne, the boys received a special treat. To their surprise, they were all served plentifully with coffee, milk, and chocolate bread, cakes, confections, and the like. I'm sure that it seemed to them that they were at the king's table. They quickly made the cookies and cakes disappear, as reported by Don Giacomelli, one of the priests in residence at that time. From that day, if the venue had allowed it, we would soon have reached several hundred boys. The religious demeanor and the fruit we brought back from the feast were no less moving. It really seemed to us that the august Mother of God was generous to us on that day and counted us among her protégés. There is much need. Who does not know what and how many dangers the poor artisans, and especially the masons, are not exposed to all the time? From then on, there is no recollection that we have been victims of any misfortune. As we've seen, Don Bosco's unwavering faith and dedication to his mission led to miraculous growth. You too can keep this spirit of faith alive in your own home. Bring the spirit of St. John Bosco into your home. As a monthly promoter, you'll receive beautiful images of this remarkable saint and Mary, help of Christians. These pictures will remind you daily of Don Bosco's legacy and the power of faith. Imagine starting your day with his kind eyes or feeling Mary's protective gaze. These aren't just images. They're windows into a world of devotion and miracles. They'll serve as reminders of the extraordinary things that happen when we trust in divine providence, just as Don Bosco did. Ready to transform your space and your soul? Join our monthly promoter family today and let these inspiring images guide you on your spiritual journey. Click the link below to become a monthly promoter today. We've reached the end of today's video. As we've seen, Our Lady was incredibly generous in answering Don Bosco's prayers, and in turn, he generously answered her call. Together, they made a powerful team. Remember, you and Our Lady can be a great team too. At Fatima, she asked each of us to pray and offer sacrifices for the salvation of souls. We can do this from the comfort of our homes by praying the daily rosary. Just as Don Bosco gathered young boys and led them to Our Lady, you and I can gather souls through our prayers and devotions. Here are some key lessons from Don Bosco's story that I took away from today. Never underestimate the power of prayer and see obstacles as opportunities. So pray, hope, and confidently trust that the Immaculate Heart of Mary will in fact triumph. But what stood out to you in today's episode? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to know what you think. Thank you for joining me today. St. John Bosco, pray for us. May God bless you, and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you.